Ty is resilient. Ty is authentic and always. I know who I am, right? Ty is creative. Ty is smart. And boy, is Ty sexy. I mean, that's a good-looking boy right there. What's up, bitch?
Hey.
How you doing?
I've had a better day.
Who is this?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm Trevor, the Uber driver.
All right, for the Uber driver.
Nice to meet you, man.
I'll explain everything later.
I am certain it is a colorful story. Do either one of you guys want a drink?
I do.
It must be good because you smiling, so this is good.
Yes, it's
Anytime
good.
Nate smiles, it's a good shot.
How you doing, Ty?
I am doing good. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you too. Thank you so much for coming on and talking with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Well, you know how we always start off every interview. Please tell me your name, your stage name, and describe your artistry, please.
So my birth name, I go by Ty, but my stage name is boysloveflowers. And if I had to describe my artistry, it's fun, it's sexy, it's a little quirky, and it's innovative.
You say it's innovative. Tell me how so.
I think that when we think of the word innovative, we think something new, different, authentic. And I think with Boys Love Flowers, I've been able to kind of like start to accomplish that in a way. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How does it feel when people come up to you and say, oh, yeah, you're that flowers guy?
Oh, it is still an adjustment. When people say, oh, I'm that flowers guy, or that's BLF. And I'm like, that sounds like a TV show, but Boys Love Flowers. I'm like, oh, that's me. I think at some point I'll be able to respond to it. But for right now, it's been very like, who is that? But I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone who's never heard your music is really great music.
Thank you.
How would you describe it?
Ooh, it is fun. It is raunchy. It's a little electronic, a little hip hop, listen to this when you get ready to go to the club.
Speaking of going to the club, you've been in the club a lot lately, have you not?
I have.
Tell me about what brings you to the club.
So,
You've been pumping it up.
You know what? And this is why I love talking to you. So I am currently in the midst of my Endless Vacation tour, which is a club tour, where I've been performing some of the old songs that I have, and then also previewing some of the new stuff to kind of see how people take to it. So it's been a 6-date tour so far for Pride Month. I've accomplished 3 of those dates. I'm getting ready for the next one. And it's been fun. I'm not really like the biggest club guy. So like being in the club and actually doing that and listening to my music has been a surreal experience.
So tell us about some of these dates. How many have you said you've done
I've
so
done
far?
3 so far.
Okay,
Yes.
What was the first?
The first one I went to, there was a gamer night at Precinct in downtown LA. And I was like, I've never been to Precinct before ever in my life. So I walk into Precinct, I walk into Precinct, it's this huge space, and I'm like, oh, I'm performing here. I'm on the billboard, there's a video of me in the back. I'm like, oh, this is legit, like we doing this. So that was that one, we accomplished that one. And then I did the second one in Torrance, the city of Torrance. It was called Puffin' Pride. So it was a cannabis-based event, and
Aunt Jackie.
Aunt Jackie. Shout out to Aunt Jackie for putting me on. I'm like, okay, this is a very, very much so up my alley. And the reception was just really, really good. Really, really good. And then my next one is, in the meantime's Juneteenth celebration. So I'm looking forward to that. I get to premiere some new music, so that's going to be fun.
You get to premiere some new music?
I do.
So tell us about this music that you're going to premiere.
So I've been working on a trilogy of EPs. Each EP is 7 tracks, all new songs, 2 remixes. They come out next year, but I want to market them and kind of like see what the reception is. So I'm doing a new song called Pansy, which I have not talked about until today because it's Nate, so I have to. And then I'm also doing a new song called Nip Tuck. So those are the 2 singles that are coming out.
Okay, so we need to talk about Pansy. The sound is electric.
Thank you.
Pansy starts, it's a very memorable beat.
Thank you.
You're not going to leave Pansy forgetting it.
Right. I appreciate that.
Okay, what visuals do you see to Pansy?
Well, so one, you're directing the video. So it's nice that we do have this conversation on camera. But I definitely, like you said, it's a very familiar beat, and I see it just being a good time. Like, I wanted a good time. I wanted a lot of just like Black excellence in the space. I think sometimes we see videos and like we highlight Black women, which I love, the different shades, the different sizes, and I want to do that with Black gay men. And I think that that's another thing about that innovative piece that I was telling you about. I like doing things that I haven't seen yet.
Oh my gosh, I hear you say Black gay men.
Yes, I did.
What?
Yes, I did.
What is that? What is that? Excellent. So when did you decide, or when did you feel comfortable, rather, to say, okay, this is who I am, and I'm comfortable with that?
Mm-hmm. You know, I can't pinpoint an actual date. I know that when I turned 25, I was like, you know, I have these ideas, I have these songs, I have the music, why not put it out, right? So I started writing, started getting out there a little bit more. I was already living in LA. So who better to be in LA than yourself? Because ain't nobody hear me. You know, everybody comes to LA to be something that, you know, they think that they should be. I came to LA because I wanted to be me. And that's what I did.
I like that. Where did you come from? Tell us a little bit
Philadelphia,
about
Pennsylvania, 215. Yes, I'm a Philly boy, born and raised. Yes. Yeah, right.
215.
215.
His
Home
house.
of Eve, Jill Scott.
Hey.
Left Eye was born in Philadelphia. Pink, all kinds of talent.
You know what? Let me just do this. Now I'm gonna do this thing like it ain't done before. Never leave a game credit. I had to give more.
I'm gonna give you what you want, what you waiting for. Make the music that the people can't ignore.
Period.
You be making that music yourself
Yes.
that the people can't ignore.
Yes.
Tell me about your first EP.
My first EP. So I put out a mixtape in like 2018. Didn't own any of the beats because I didn't know anything about that then. I didn't know what I was writing about. I didn't know if I was like telling the truth or if I was just like trying to like flex. And it was called Flowers and Smoke. And I did it in 2018. And I still listen to it to this day. To this day, that EP still slapped. But, you know, it was a good stepping stone for me. It was a good beginning.
Tell us more about the process. Did you just randomly find beats, or were there certain songs that were presented to you? Did you actually write the songs yourself?
Know what was interesting? So I had already been on Instagram posting provocative photos as a hobby.
As one does.
As one does. What else is Instagram for, right? As one does. And in the process of me doing so, people would reach out to me and be like, do you want to model? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I was like, no, I don't want to do all of that. Maybe I can make some music. And before people even knew if I was good or not, they were sending me beats and sending me things. So I felt this like responsibility to be like, well, damn, like I need to like approach these beats like really, really dope. So I did. I wrote a song called Pink Range Rover that was about absolutely nothing. But people loved it. And I was like, okay, if you like this, wait till I actually sit down and like put like thoughts to pen. But it was a good start for me. I enjoyed those days.
Who helped you produce that?
So I had Andre. There's a guy named Andre who's my sound engineer. I can't think of what his stage name was at the time. He helped me put together kind of just like the cohesive flow of the sound. So we would go on YouTube and like look up beats, and I saw beats that were produced by Ghost and Cody and all kinds of individuals that had like these really, really hard hip hop sounds. And I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a mix, it's gonna be nasty, it's gonna be a gritty mixtape. But then I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about some gritty shit. I kind of want to, you know, be a little bit more soft with it. So I learned that in the process of my first mixtape. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you said you didn't want to be gritty, what did you think you were at the time?
You know what? I don't know what I thought I was at the time. I thought that rap was associated with like, I needed to be like hard and intimidating. And then I was like, but your name is Boys Love Flowers. Like, you can be a little like sensual and sexual. So after that first mixtape, we took a hard pivot. It was like, let's do music that you want to do and not music that you think you should be doing, right? And I think we all have those moments where it's like we're doing something towards our art that we think people want, but like just do what you want to do. Like that'll be good enough. Yeah.
What do you feel that you want to do now here in 2025 as a rapper?
Ooh, I have been branching off into a lot of different things with the recognition from the rap. There are more eyes on me now. So I'm like, well, let me just build this out. You know, I'm working on those 3 EPs, like I mentioned to you. The first EP comes out in March. And in the process of me recording that EP, I was like, I need to be doing something else as well. What can I partner with? Or what idea can I partner with for this EP? So I'm also launching Boys Love the Radio, which is a podcast channel that hosts Black gay content. And that starts in October of 2025. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Absolutely. I know you wanted to do your podcast last year.
Yes.
Why are you waiting now to this year do it? Were things you still working out pieces? Was it last year just an idea?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't it launch last year?
It didn't launch last year because I left filming thinking that whatever my idea wasn't big enough. And oftentimes I think that, like, are you doing it big enough? Are you maximizing the opportunity? And I remember you had said something to me specifically. You were like, all of these young men that I had on the first episode of that podcast did the 2024 Black Pride Cypher, which you directed and filmed, right? And edited and put out, right? And I was like, you were like, each of those individuals need to have their own episode. And I was like, damn, you are absolutely right. Why condense all of this talent to 30 or 40 minutes of an interview where they have to share it? Then I was like, let's put steroids in that idea. So I said, let's just start a channel of Black gay content. So throughout the process of us launching Boys Love the Radio, my podcast, Flora FM, which will be a podcast that hosts Black gay artists that are making waves on streaming platforms. We get to know them. We get to listen to their music, hosted by me. I also have a couple other podcasts that are going to be on the network, like Black Gay and Retired, Thought and Opinion. These are things that we need to listen to because we don't have these things that are specific for us. So the idea went from this one podcast to multiple podcasts to a channel. And now we're ready.
All I know is I better have a spot.
Nate has a spot on it. Listen, whatever camera I'm supposed to be looking into, Nate has a spot on anything. Boys love anything. Boys love Nate. How about that? How about that? Boys love Nate. Nate can do no wrong to me. And y'all know this. Y'all know it. Absolutely. Yes.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I'm happy for you.
Thank
I
you.
definitely want to see that come to fruition now.
Yes.
Yeah, so
we are
make
very close.
Make that thing happen.
Absolutely.
How do you find the sponsorships to help make things possible?
Mhm.
We have great ideas. We have execution. We have the means.
Mhm.
But one of the things that is in short supply are the funds.
Yes. Yeah.
What advice could you give?
I think that it starts with who you know, right? There are individuals that we are connected to. Like I have a lot of talented friends, you being one of them, right? So I know that if it comes down to me trying to figure out an idea, I can come to one of my talented friends. It's no different with the sponsorship. So individuals that you know will get behind things that you're doing because they want to see you succeed. I think so oftentimes as Black men, Black gay men, right? We don't want to ask. It's always like, we need to fund this. I don't want anybody saying that they made me. I don't want any of that. But there are a lot of individuals out there that are looking to get behind a great idea. And when you build out your business plan and you put together your proposal, send that shit out. Send it to the organizations that are Black gay led. Send it to the pharmaceutical companies that want Black gay content to help promote their medicinal stuff, right? Gilead and Vive and all of these, APLA, my job. All of these places that want Black people in the space, tell them, yeah, we can do that. Fund this. Put some money behind it so I can show you what I can really do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll be coming back to you. We'll be circling back to get some advice.
We're going to do that.
You also mentioned how your position and your work, I think that is so paramount to what you do as a musician.
Thank you.
And I also think it gives you legs to speak on. It gives you a platform and the experience.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about your work at the APLA?
You know, I have worked with APLA for almost 10 years now. I started on the front line as a prevention training specialist, from prevention training specialist to outreach coordinator program manager. And, you know, I tell people all the time, like, artistry is great. Like, you making music, you making movies and all kinds of stuff. All of that's excellent. But do you have a cause? Is there a cause? Do you have anything that you stand for? Like, is there any community that can benefit from what you're doing? Right? You know, so I love how my job my music and everything else that I have going on kind of marries a bit because I feel like I'm doing it for the right reasons, not just for myself, but for people that I see every day that want content, that want to see themselves in the things that we've been broadcasting. So it's been really cool. I'm blessed. I am blessed and I'm privileged in a space to be able to do what I love and then also do it for people that I'm learning to love as community. Yeah.
You make a lot of connections over there as well,
Yeah,
don't you?
absolutely. It's good networking. I put
Absolutely.
on a little button up and I'm like, hey, so I also got this going on. They're like, oh, tell me more. When they say tell me more, you got them.
Are there some of those people that's really made a difference in your
Ooh,
life?
that's a good question. I mean, I like to give flowers all the time. I love Terry Smith, who's my direct supervisor now, has always believed in anything that I had going on. Would always encourage me to do it the best. No matter what you do, do it the best and put the time to do it the best, right? Dr. Dante Morrison, who's another mentor of mine, he's always been one of those individuals like, do it the best. You know, figure out, you have all of these ideas, where's it at, right? I met my best friend, Eric, at work in that space. And Eric, although he is my best friend, that's the Issa to my Mali, he has always encouraged me, like, don't sit on these songs. Like, put these songs out. Stop being scared. Like, get this content out. So I really, really appreciate them in that space that I've met via work. And you have the Jeffrey Kings and those individuals that'll talk to you about, like, you know, the community needs this. And that's a good assessment for me because I want to know. You know, I want to know what the community's looking for. And then also you, watching you like navigate your artistry and you're everywhere at one time and you don't look tired or irritated about it. You love being in the space and bringing us content that we need. Like I'm surrounded by great people. Yeah, I'm privileged in that space too, right? Like I have great creative friends.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you have a position where you actively help people
Mm-hmm.
navigate their health,
Mm-hmm.
sexual health,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mental
even
health.
hook
Yeah.
them with the mental. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. You have the music that people get to vibe out to, they get to
Yeah.
enjoy, they get to love. Cannot wait for it to drop.
Listen,
Absolutely.
it'll be a vibe.
Yes. And you also act.
Yes.
Tell me about your acting career.
Ooh, so acting is fairly new for me. I have been branching out into different avenues of art. And in the process of making the music, people have reached out to me like, hey, like we're doing this show about this rapper or this, that, and the third. So the roles that I've had so far, I have been blessed to be able to play a rapper in most of them, which is not too far from reality. So that works out for me. But acting is fun. It's hard and it's challenging. And I love the challenging part of it. Like, I love trying new things. Like, I love doing new things that are creative because who's to tell me that I can't, you know?
When did you start acting?
I started acting, I want to say 2 years ago. I got my first role and it was a short film. What was the name of that film? Never came to fruition. So if I don't name it, it's okay. But I had a very large speaking role and it just didn't come to fruition because of the funding, right? The funding that we were talking about. And then fast forward a year later, I started writing a show because I wanted to kind of get that out there. I was a big Insecure fan. So I was like, I need to come up with something that's similar to that. Acted in it. It never came to fruition. And then Dr. Dante, reached out to me and said, I have this role. It's about this rapper. Can you come through? And I was like, all right, bet. And I came through. I did it. I was acting with Eric. And, you know, it came out really, really well. And I was like, well, on to the next thing. So I have a couple other things that I've been asked about that I'm pretty excited for.
Being such a multi-hyphen, how has that taken on like your personal space, like relationships? How do you handle having so many different occupations and creatives, creative aspirations, should I say, and still having a personal life?
I have to remind myself of it often. I think sometimes, and you could probably attest to this, we get so caught up in the work. And whether it be the work that you're doing at your job, or whether it be the creative work, or whether it be like the stuff that you want to do, right? And I have to remind myself that like I still should have a personal life. Like we talk about work-life balance, but we only associate it with like 9 to 5s. For some reason we don't associate it with our creative. Like you have to also associate it with your creative too, because you have to live. Like I had to remind myself in the process of writing music, I have to do things and I have to live. I have to travel. I need to love. I need to be loved. I need to get my heart broken. Right? Like I need to be okay with that. And I need to be open to the idea that like everything is not going to work out. And I think once I grabbed that, it made things a little bit more real for me. So I get reminded often, like you're human, like enjoy it, like do things that you like, talk to people that you like, pursue individuals that you like, and be okay with the outcome.
What's the biggest advice that you would give to people who are coming to Los Angeles?
It's a really good.
They're artists. They're talented.
They wanna do it.
Just want to be a
Yeah.
part of community.
They want to be a part of
What would
community.
you tell them? Where to start?
Where to start? I mean, if I can be honest, definitely create your foundation before you get here. LA is not a city to build foundation in. Everybody has foundation. So they're going to look at you like, why don't you have it, right? So create your foundation before you get here.
Oh, that was good.
It's the truth, right? Like you want to look for employment and you want to look for individuals that already live here via social media or whatever, and be safe about that. But like people that are on the same wavelength as you. LA can be a very lonely city. Very, very lonely. And I spent years trying to figure out like where my tribe was. I thought that coming out here without a job, I just hit it big. Let me remind you, you might be good in the city that you at, but this is the city where everybody that's good in a city come to. So you're competing on a different level now. So build that foundation so that you're not laying your head down defeated every day, right? You have a job and you have friends that you are starting to make your chosen family. Like, do that. Like your artistry is going to be there. It's always going to be an opportunity for you to do it. Make sure your home is like what you want it to be. You know, you're going to need that recharge at the end of the day. I've heard a lot of no's at auditions, interviews. I've heard a lot of no's from just based off of the way that I look, based off of not having enough experience, being that hot-headed kid that came from Philadelphia to here thinking he was going to conquer LA when everybody's still trying to conquer LA. Like, I had to build my foundation. It wasn't until then I became truly happy. So now it's home. So I would give that advice. Yeah.
That was really good advice.
Thank you.
You see, I had to sit back in the chair, right?
I see. You was like, ooh.
I love the part, especially about it being a foundation. You having a foundation before you get here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of us really think about having a foundation, having a safety nets, having multiple safety nets before you make the leap. I think it's really great if you have those things before you get here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with that.
Yeah. It just makes it better. I think that too, if I may add, I've seen in my time individuals move here and they couldn't conquer the beast that is LA because they went to war with the beast every single day. It was like, no matter what, it's like, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to be at this audition. I got to pay for this. I got to do this. They didn't remember that in their efforts to challenge the beast, you got to recharge. You have to like breathe. You got to eat. You got to sleep. You got to shower. And you got to have your meditation space. If you don't have that, you're not going to challenge the beast. You're going to be putting yourself up for a fight that you cannot win. LA's too big. We don't come here to be better. We don't come here to make foundation. We come here to solidify our dreams. And you have to solidify that and make that foundation as you navigate here. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, let's do some rapid fire questions.
Oh, let's do it. I'm ready.
Favorite album and why?
Favorite album and why? Jesus. Okay. Lauryn Hill. Her debut album will always be, her only album, will always be my favorite album. The reason why is because Lauryn Hill showed you that she was a poet, she was a singer, and she was a rapper. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is something to live by. It is an album that transcends sonically, but also in your life. Lost Ones.
Love it.
That thing. Like, come on, like that is the album of my lifetime. Yes.
Who would you say is the artist outside of Lauryn Hill that has influenced your style?
Ooh, there are several. Ooh, that's a good question. I gotta give praise as a gay Black man. I have gotta give praise to Nicki Minaj. I have to. The reason why is because people put Nicki in this space of like, she's a great female rapper. She's a great rapper. There are a lot of boys, a lot of men that imitate what Nicki does. From the fact that she switches her voice, from the punchline metaphor, all of that. She has really solidified herself to me as one of the top MCs. I love Gold Link. Gold Link is from DC. I love the way he approaches a track. He's a house artist. He raps on house beats. He sings on house beats. I love the way that he attacks a track. And Kendrick Lamar. He's a Pulitzer Prize winner. You took rap and made it something else. Like you became a Pulitzer Prize winner based off of an album that you wrote prior to the pandemic. Damn was a great album. We were Damn, and then also To Pimp a Butterfly, like thought pieces. It made me think. It wasn't like I listened to it and was like, and shout out to people who make club music. It wasn't like I listened to it and was like, oh, I can't wait to hear this in a club. No, We Gonna Be All Right was an anthem. It was a reminder. Music needs to be a reminder. Absolutely. And then I guess the last person that I would say, and people are always like, how do you get like your rapper influence from this person? But I just do. Maxwell. Ooh, Nate. Nate. Let me tell you something, boy. Nate. I got every Maxwell album that ever existed. I will listen to Ascension and then write something like Two Hands or Demands. They ain't got nothing to do with each other, but I love it.
Okay. All right. We'll let that go.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. Was not expecting that.
It just jumps. It jumps all over the place. I just listen to a lot of music.
Someone comes to town, you have one day to show them who you are in 3 spaces. Where would you take them?
Damn. Well, one, I'll host something. I'm gonna host something at the house to welcome them because I want you to meet my friends. I want you to see Nate with his camera there, even though he's not working. I want you to see Eric in his crop top. I want you to see John over here making a playlist. I want you to see Vincent over here planning the trip. Like, I like people being in my space. I like making people feel comfortable. So like, that'll be first. First, you'll come to my place. We'll have drinks and dinner and all the other stuff. And then after that, I'm gonna take you down to like Leimert Park. And the reason why I'm gonna take you down to Leimert Park is because if you wanna see stuff that is authentically, unapologetically Black, Leimert Park is that space.
It really is.
It is. Creativity on 10. You can walk past a booth and be like, well, damn, I feel creative now. I ain't even doing nothing, right? So my place, Leimert Park, and then if we gotta cap off the night, my favorite spot to go to right now is Somerville. It is, yes.
Issa Rae?
Yes, created by the one and only Issa Rae, and that is such a vibe. Like, it's a recharge. Let's have a drink. Let's eat something. Let's listen to the band. That's on Slauson. Let's keep it Black. Keep it in the Black neighborhoods. Like, let's keep it unapologetically Black, and you will know who I am down to a T.
Before we go, can you tell me who you are in 5 words?
Who am I in 5 words? Who am I in 5 words? In 5 words, Ty, because you guys have talked to Boys Love Flowers, but me as a person, Ty is resilient. Ty is authentic, and always, I know who I am, right? Ty is creative. Ty is smart. And boy, is Ty sexy. I mean, that's a good looking boy right there. Even with the daddy weight, I'm good looking. Like, I walk past the mirror sometimes and I be like, I go out with you. Yeah, Nate is laughing at me, y'all. Y'all can't see it, but Nate is, this is what we talk about when it's just him and I, okay?
I love it.
Thank you.
That's a great interview.